Good morning or afternoon or wherever you are. I'm Ron Brown. I'll be your host today. Welcome. This is episode 147. This is January the 23rd, 2023. So welcome everyone to the show today. We have, if you're here on our listening on YouTube, thank you for coming. If you're here in the audience, thanks so much. We do appreciate your enthusiasm and your continued support. If you're on a YouTube short, then just click the link and it'll take you right into the show today. This show will be here for an hour and we have an action-packed show for you today. We have Bob, of course, is away. He's, well, he might be in on his mobile app, but he's actually driving back from his cruise. He had a great cruise. It all went well, and he's in his car coming back. He'll be on our Thursday show and, of course, back next Monday. He wanted to remind me, though, and to tell everyone that he's doing a third of the show today, and he's not even here. So let's give Bob a big let's give him a big clap because he's doing it all. He did it all on the cruise. So I hope he got some sun and didn't spend all his time in the cabin. Anyway, so he's doing his security news update and his, of course, the new data breach at T-Mobile. We'll be talking, of course, Bill James will be doing his third and final article today on aging in your home. Thank you for doing that, Bill, and we look forward to Bill's presentation today. IRS and tax season is coming up, so of course, Bob is doing his an interesting article on some security issues you need to know about your taxes. Of course, Hewie's going to talk on the immersive reader for Word and Outlook. And then I'm going to be doing colorizing old photographs, and you'll find that sort of interesting. And then, of course, Ray has his music outro. We have our Q&A. And then, of course, at the end of the hour, and I'll be putting the link in, we have our premiere service today, our premiere video. This is a big one. This is going to be lots of fun today. Hewie is going to talk on a topic that he taught me this is something I use all the time. He taught me how to copy and move files to different drives. He did that and it solved my problem. I use it every day. Thank you, Hewie, so much for teaching me that, right? Now I'm going to talk about using your DSL camera as a webcam. So if you have any interest in that, that's a popular one. And then Bob's going to talk about why hide your Wi-Fi network. He's going to talk about that. So he's even in on our premiere event as well. So anyway, that's all coming at 1:30 the hour. As we move on, of course, we have our Thursday show coming up this week. We, of course, do our news review, news of the week. And this week, we're going to be talking about ChatGPT, what it is, have you used it, and why is Google so scared about ChatGPT? All that on our Thursday show. And then, of course, we also have Learning Chromebooks this week. And Hewie and I are going to be doing Learning Chromebooks right after our Thursday show. And Hewie, you're getting the invites out today?
Yes, I am.
And if you're registered, you don't have to do a thing. You'll get a nice little note from us saying, fine.
The reminder, yep.
A reminder. And if you're not registered, you can just go to our website. And of course, you can get your get registered and we'll see you and get that organized. So we can do that. And then, of course, we have we podcast that out for our podcast the Thursday show for Friday as well. If you should subscribe to our newsletter. If you did, then you will notice that there were a lot of really cool features in our Saturday newsletter. And my my channel of the week was an interesting one. For those of you, since Bob was cruising, I thought this was an interesting link that I put in there. This is, and the link was, it's called Cruising as Crew. And this is about a girl who she's from England actually, and she's worked for 10 years on the cruise ships, and she currently just finished her contract on Virgin's Scarlet Lady, and she has a very popular YouTube channel called Cruising as Crew, and she talks about her experiences cruising as a crew member on a cruise ship, and for potential people wanting to have jobs on cruise ship, what they should look for, and so on and so forth. It's a fairly big channel. She's got a big following, and it's lots of fun. So that was an interesting link. You too, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to our Saturday newsletter, and you'll partake in all the fun. And there's a bunch of great articles on there as well. Now, I want to first of all, we're reaching the end of our fundraising month, and I want to thank everybody for being so kind and donating. And we're about where we have been for the last 3 years, so it's about the same. It's great, and I anticipate this year it will all work out fine. This week it'll all work out fine. So I just want to, if you are new here, I'm just going to play a short video, and then then I want to just acknowledge those people who have donated already. It's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. You know, we're starting our 4th year. Wow. It seems like just yesterday, Hewie and I decided to start Tech for Senior for 3 or 4 months. Where have the 4 years gone? With many of the hardworking people that work at Tech for Senior, all on a voluntary basis, we have produced over the past few years 800 videos on our YouTube channel. We also produce 104 live shows a year with a twice-weekly newsletter. All this is free without advertising or any sort of charges. We have 16 to 22,000 people a month view our online data, which includes our website and YouTube channel. All this for a budget of only $1,500 a year. These are all just licensing fees because no one gets paid for this. It's all volunteer work. So how do we pay the bills? Well, we have a very generous group of people who have contributed the past 3 years in our coffee fund. This is probably the easiest way for us to raise the $1,500. And with your generosity, it happens usually within 3 weeks. Then we don't have to talk about this anymore. So we'd appreciate this year that if everyone can just reach in their wallet and make a donation, then we don't have to discuss this anymore after about 3 weeks. You can make the payment using our coffee website. This is a secure transaction that occurs through PayPal. You can do this as a bank transfer or a credit card payment. You'll find the link to this in all our videos, website, and newsletter. So it's well advertised and you won't have trouble finding the link, and it's very easy to make a payment. So I want to thank this week to Ann Titus, Carol Rigueur, Kathleen Steed, Brad Robb Detlef, Bob Baxter, James Martis, Mike Ungerman, Elliot Jones, Glenora Seniors Computer Club, Donna Kirkhoven, Sunday Ruth, and Elaine Larson. And those are all donations came out up to last Saturday. So thank you so much for your donations. We're pretty close. This will probably be the last week I mention it. I think we're going to do just fine. And then we don't have to talk about this anymore. So, and I can spend some time introducing and talking to everybody. I'm not going to go through the introductions today because we have a huge show and I want to get going with that. Hewie, did you have anything you want to comment on before we get going on the show?
Just don't forget the Learning Chromebooks on Thursday. If you're a member of STUG, I have a class tomorrow, but it's only for STUG members. And I've been busy. Okay. And glad everybody's here. Thanks.
Ray, welcome. Bill, welcome. Mike, welcome. And Bob, hey, I hope you're listening. All right. All right, let's get going. I'm going to start out with his security news update.
Here is the Avast Security News Roundup for the week ending January 20th, 2023. NortonLifeLock warns that hackers breached password manager accounts. Gen Digital formerly Symantec Corporation, and NortonLifeLock, is sending data breach notifications to customers, informing them that hackers have successfully breached Norton Password Manager accounts in a credential stuffing attack. According to a letter sample shared with the Office of the Vermont Attorney General, the attacks did not result from a breach on the company, but from account compromise on other platforms. The same type of credential stuffing attack was also just used on PayPal accounts, and you can read about that incident in the link listed. Gen Digital supplied the following response. We have secured 925,000 inactive and active accounts that may have been targeted by credential stuffing attacks. Systems have not been compromised, and they are safe and operational. But as is all too commonplace in today's world for bad actors to take credentials found elsewhere, like the dark web, and create automated attacks to gain access to other unrelated accounts. We have been monitoring closely, flagging accounts with suspicious login attempts, and proactively requiring those customers to reset their passwords upon login, along with additional security measures to protect our customers. We continue to work with our customers to help them secure their accounts and personal information. You can read more at Bleeping Computer. Microsoft could lay off as many as 11,000 employees this week. Microsoft could announce wide sweeping layoffs within the next few days. The possibility of the tech giant laying off a significant part of its workforce was first reported by Sky News and later corroborated by Bloomberg. Sky put the number of the cuts at approximately 5% of the company's 220,000 person workforce, or about 11,000 employees total. Bloomberg said it couldn't find out the scale of the layoffs, but reported they could affect a number of engineering divisions, and that they're set to be significantly larger than other rounds of job cuts undertaken by Microsoft over the last year. Read more at Engadget. Watch out for phishing attacks after the latest credit breach. Experian again. Experian, one of the biggest consumer credit reporting bureaus, likely put your full credit history into the hands of identity thieves last year. On Monday, news broke of a major flaw in the company's website, which allowed anyone with your name, address, birth date, and social security number to bypass a security check and get to your report. Considering how many data breaches have leaked all the information needed by identity thieves, including the massive 2017 Equifax hack, you can now assume your private financial info is out on the web. Read more on PCWorld.com. MailChimp says it was hacked again. Email marketing and newsletter giant MailChimp said it was hacked and that dozens of customers' data was exposed. It's the second time the company was hacked in the past 6 months. Worse, the breach appears to be almost identical to a previous incident. The Intuit-owned company said in an unattributed blog post that its security team detected an intruder on January 11th accessing one of its internal tools used by MailChimp customer support and account administration, though the company did not say for how long the intruder was on its systems. See TechCrunch Plus for more. New font mandate creates frenzy at State Department. The font style used by the U.S. State Department is changing, promoting complaints from employees who find the change to be an inconvenience. Secretary of State Antony Blinken sent an email to the State Department headlined, "The Times New Roman are a-changin'," a la Bob Dylan saying They will be changing the font for high-level internal documents to a larger sans serif font, Calibra from Times New Roman, which has been used for more than 2 decades. Our Secretary of State must have a special skill, which wastes taxpayers' money and agitates employees all at the same time. Read more at Gizmodo. Amazon plans to wind down Amazon Smile by February 20th, 2023. Thanks to the support of Amazon shoppers, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital is the first charity to reach the milestone of $15 million in funds raised for its mission through the Amazon Smile program. This is just one of the charities that will feel the impact of Amazon's decision to stop the Amazon Smile program on February 20th, 2023. In its notification, Amazon stated that the program has not grown to create the impact that we had originally hoped. They will now support their own select projects like Housing Equity Fund, Amazon Future Engineering, Community Delivery Program, Amazon Disaster Relief, and Community Giving. I have always used the Smile link to make my purchases, which also support my charity of choice. If Amazon removes that choice, I will personally drop my Amazon Prime account. Maybe if enough people choose that same option, Amazon will continue allowing us to choose who should benefit when we shop via Amazon. If you're an Amazon Prime member, you've also received this notice from Amazon. Read more at Engadget. This week's must-read on the Avast blog. Read Avast's top articles on what's on the dark web in 2023. Read the article at the link listed or watch my video at the YouTube link listed. Did you know only 8% of the global currency is physical money? The rest is in digital form, like debit and credit cards. In Mexico City, there are special bins that offer free Wi-Fi to people who properly dispose of their dog's poop. Facebook is a divorce lawyer's best friend. In fact, 1 in 7 divorces are blamed on Facebook. Just thought you'd want to know. And that wraps up this week's Avast Security News Roundup. Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.
Thanks, thanks, Bob. We have one more from Bob. Then we will start with Bill. This is just an update that occurred this week, and Bob wanted to add this to his list.
Here is a breaking security news flash. T-Mobile data breach compromises 37 million customers' data. T-Mobile has admitted that hackers were able to steal the information of around 37 million postpaid and prepaid customers in another major data breach. The carrier said in a regulatory filing that it discovered the issue on January 5th, but that it believes the bad actors had been taking data from the company since November 25th. In a post announcing the breach, T-Mobile revealed that the hackers used an API to steal customer information. While the company was able to contain the issue 24 hours after discovering the malicious activity, the bad actors have had access to its data long enough to have stolen people's names, billing addresses, emails, phone numbers, and birth dates. They were also able to obtain users' account numbers and information about their plans, such as the number of lines they have, T-Mobile said. The carrier is still investigating the incident to get a more detailed view of what happened, but it has already warned investors that it would likely incur significant costs due to the incident. According to the Wall Street Journal, the Federal Communications Commission has also opened an investigation into T-Mobile because, as a spokesperson told the publication, this incident is the latest in a string of data breaches at the company. Please check out my videos on their previous two breaches, the first being on 4/16/22 and another one on 8/16/22. After the April 2022 breach, the carrier agreed to pay $350 million to settle a consolidated class action lawsuit and pledged to spend $150 million to update its data technologies. As the New York Company said, it has made substantial progress to date on those updates, but it clearly wasn't enough to prevent this incident. In its announcement, though, T-Mobile vowed to continue making substantial multi-year investments in strengthening its cybersecurity program. Read more at Engadget. And that wraps up this Security News Flash.
All right. Thanks, Bob. All right, Bill, home automation, aging at home, the final part 3. Words of wisdom, Bill.
Good morning, everyone. This is our third and last of our presentations on home automation for seniors. Today, we're going to be discussing how home automation technology can help seniors age in place safely and comfortably. As the population ages, more and more seniors are choosing to stay in their own homes rather than move to assisted living facilities. Home automation technologies can make this possible by allowing seniors to control various aspects of their home remotely and automatically. We'll be discussing a variety of home automation solutions, including smart thermostats, smart lighting, smart door locks, medical alert systems, and more. We'll also be discussing the benefits and potential drawbacks of home automation for seniors, as well as how these solutions can be customized to meet the specific needs of individuals. One of the tools is medical alert systems. These can provide seniors with a way to quickly call for help in case of emergency, such as a fall or illness. Many systems come with a wearable device, such as a pendant or a wristband, and can be activated by the press of the button. One of the plans that I'm highlighting here is the ADT plan, which ranges from $26.99 to $36.99 per month. And it features fall detection, GPS location, pendant wristband options, home temperature monitoring, and all of this is depending on the plan that you choose. Smart home hubs. These can be used to control and automate various devices in the home, such as lights, thermostats, and door locks. Many smart home hubs can be controlled via voice commands or a smartphone app, making them easy to use for seniors. For most people, the best smart hub would be the 4th generation Amazon Echo. You can connect it with either other smart home devices via Wi-Fi, Zigbee, Bluetooth, and Amazon Sidewalk. And through the Amazon Alexa app, you can create routines that can activate your smart home devices through its triggers, such as leaving and arriving home. Alexa Guard can also be turned on smart home devices if your Echo hears a fire alarm or window breaking. And because Echo is a smart speaker, you can also control your smart home devices by talking to Alexa. It's been updated to support Matter, and the cost is $99. Smart doorbells. These allow seniors to see and speak with visitors at their front door without having to open the door, providing an extra layer of security. Answer the door from anywhere with the smallest wired doorbell camera yet. Video doorbell wired includes all the essentials: HD video, two-way talk, advanced motion detection, and real-time alerts sent straight to your phone. Alexa device or ring chime, so you can always know when someone stops by. and the Ring wired video doorbell is $38.99. Voice control assistants. These can be used to control smart home devices, set reminders, perform other tasks, such as playing music or making phone calls. The most well-known, of course, is Amazon, Siri, which is Apple, Google Assistant, and Bixby, which are taking over our homes thanks to their compatibility with wash machines, light bulbs, ovens, air conditioning units, etc. You can get all kinds of information found on the internet, as well as asking about weather, latest news, traffic, and other, all as well as tell them to connect to other smart appliances and follow commands such as switch on the television. On the hardware side, grab bars and handrails. These can provide added stability and support for seniors, reducing the risk of falls in the bathroom and other areas in the home. Monitoring cameras. These can provide seniors with the ability to see and hear what's happening in other rooms of the home. Also can be used for remote monitoring by caregivers and family members. The cost of these devices are from $39 and up. Smart pill dispensers. These can help seniors to remember when to take their medication and to dispense correct dosage at the right time. Some of the benefits are improved medication adherence. Medication adherence is extremely important when it comes to medication management. The dangers of non-adherence are not a joke. Accurate dosing at the right time. The main goal of automatic medication dispensers is to simplify medication management. Safe storage. Safety is a key when it comes to medication storage. Automatic dispensers help to keep your medication safe from being easily accessible by pets or children. With your medication safely stored away, you will need a constant power source, such as a wall outlet to dispense your prescriptions. During emergencies where you may lose power, you will still have access to your medication with a pill access key, allowing you to unlock the dispenser. Since scheduling and medication tracking occurs over a mobile app, you can continue receiving reminders and manually tell the app when you took your medication. It also provides easier management. An automatic pill dispenser can hold up to 90 days supply of different medications, allowing you to no longer worry about if your medication is available, especially as the dispenser tracks and assures you that you're not running low. You have refill reminders. With your medication out of sight, you may feel worried that you missed a needed refill. Some medications simply can't be picked up the same time or even the same day, or take time for the pharmacy to receive. You have integrated tools that changes the medication, which changes to medication can happen, but remembering to implement those changes accurately can be a challenge. With the mobile app, you can make your medication or dosing changes in real time. It also gives you independence because streamlined med management helps you to regain your independence. The cost of these devices are from $69 and up. Ramps and stair lifts. These can provide a safe and easy way for seniors to navigate stairs, making it possible for them to stay in their homes even if they have mobility issues. The cost of these ramps are approximately $600 and up, with stair lifts being possibly $3,000 plus. Handles are better for older people. Door handles are easier to use than knobs, particularly for older people and those with disabilities, because they're easier to grasp and turn. Handles can be helpful for people with disabilities and older people who may have difficulty with their hands. The cost of that will vary, including the hardware and installation. Are smartphones good for seniors? The answer is yes. A simple smartphone can be very useful for seniors, mainly because it helps you stay connected with your grandchildren by video chatting, controlling small devices, using GPS to help navigate, monitoring your health through apps, and many other features that can improve the quality of your life. So what are the benefits of technology and how does it affect seniors? Ensuring personal safety during emergencies. If an emergency happens, are numerous technology devices that provide peace of mind for your safety. Keeping in touch with your family and friends, although nothing can ever replace an in-person connection and quality time with your friends and family, social media has become a great way to stay informed about your loved ones' lives, improving your mental and physical well-being. Staying informed about news and current events, improving your social wellness. Some of the drawbacks of home automation are, while home automation can offer many benefits for seniors who want to age in place, there are also some potential drawbacks to consider. Some of the potential drawbacks include cost. Home automation technology can be expensive, especially if it requires a monthly service fee. Complexity. Some home automation systems can be complex and difficult to set up and use, which can be a problem for seniors who are not tech savvy. Limited range. Some home automation systems have a limited range, which can be a problem if the senior is away from home. False alarms. There are a possibility of false alarms if the senior accidentally activates the device. Dependence. Some seniors may become too dependent on their home automation systems, which could lead to loss of independence. Lack of flexibility. Some seniors may find that the system does not suit their specific needs and may not be able to customize to meet their needs. Privacy concerns. Some seniors may be concerned about the use of cameras and monitoring systems in their home and may not want to share their personal data with third parties. Power and internet dependence. Home automation systems often require a stable power and internet connection to work, which may not be available in all locations or in the case of power outages. So it's important to weigh the potential drawbacks against the benefits when considering home automation, and consider factors such as cost, ease of use, and your specific needs. In summary, home automation solutions can help seniors age in place safely and comfortably by allowing them to control various aspects of their home remotely and automatically. Some examples of home automation solutions for seniors include smart thermostats, smart lighting, smart door locks, smart appliances, medical alert systems, voice assistants, caregiving monitoring systems, smart pill dispensers, and most of these solutions can be integrated with each other and can be customized to meet your specific needs. In closing, with technology advancing at such a rapid rate, it can be a challenge for some older adults to keep up with the pace. However, a recent study from the Pew Research Center shows that more and more seniors are catching up, especially when it comes to the internet. Internet use among seniors has risen steadily since 2000, which has 14% of seniors were internet users. Today, 67% of adults aged 65 and older say they go online. Pew Research Center also reports that older adults are the fastest growing segment of the online population. Not only, but seniors who use technology feel more connected to others, are better engaged in the community and the world around them, and are more informed about current events. Here are more ways that technology's use benefits seniors. So my references, and that concludes the segment on home automation for seniors and how it helps, or how it can help improve your life.
Thanks, Bill. Talking about programming, the fan in my bathroom now has a programmable computer menu. Then also my in-floor heating has a programmable computer menu along with the thermostat in my house. It's confusing. Help! All right, Hewie, let's. Are you ready?
Certainly. The Immersive Reader for Word and Outlook. I'm Hewie Poplock. Immersive Reader is an inbuilt feature now available among a variety of Microsoft platforms. Immersive Reader provides a variety of tools to support reading and comprehension. Without altering the original text, Immersive Reader allows you to change how the text appears to you so you can read it more comfortably. Microsoft continues to expand its list of platforms on which Immersive Reader is offered and updating their Immersive Reader site with the most current information. The Immersive Reader is available for Word Online, Word Desktop, and Word for the Mac, iPad, and iPhone. It is available for Outlook Online and Desktop. The Immersive Reader is also available for OneNote Online, the OneNote Universal app, and OneNote Mac and iPad. It's available for Office Lens for the iPhone and iPad. Microsoft Teams and the browser support the Immersive Reader. Be sure to view my video on the Immersive Reader for Edge on YouTube. Let's open up Word and open up a document in Word. Like this one. And here we have a document for Word. To get to the Immersive Reader, what you're going to do is go to View, and then it's right here. When you click on the Immersive Reader, it changes it to the Immersive Reader. First, we can change the column width. Let's take a look what we have. We're on moderate now. We can make it narrow. We can make it very narrow, or we can make it wide. Let's keep it at wide. And then there are some other things we can do as well. We can go make a page color. So we can change it to any color we want. You might want to have a background color, and if you change it to a black background, it actually changes the text to white. But we'll leave it at white. The next item here is line focus. In a line focus, you can look at one line at a time and move down. You can change it to 3 lines, or you can change it to 5 lines. So as you move down, you focus in just on those lines, or you again can leave it at none. Then you have text spacing. That is an on or off in the computer version. You can also divide it into syllables. You'll see a dot between each. And then the other thing you can do is you can put your cursor wherever you want and tell it to read aloud.
Will a longer USB cable charge slowly? There can be a voltage drop if you use a longer USB cable.
So that is the Immersive Reader, and we can close it. Now let's look at the Office and Word Online. To do that, we go, of course, to our browser, whatever browser you want. I happen to be using Chrome. I could be using Edge or one of the other many browsers that are out there. And all you have to do is type in office.com. We can open up the last document, but if we just open up Word, now let's open that last document we just had. We are using the online version of Word. We're going to go to View, and when we go to View, now we see all of the view items here, and one of them is the Immersive Reader. When we click on that, it puts us in the Immersive Reader. First, you can change the font, which you can't do on the computer version, but in the online version, you can adjust the font to be whatever you would like. You can make it very big. Just leave it at that, at 36. You can increase the spacing, or you can leave it like this. We'll increase the spacing. You can change the font. Right now it's in Calibra. We can change it to Sitka or to Comic Sans. And you can change the themes. Again, if you go to dark, it turns it to dark with a white lettering, or you can change it to various colors. They call it themes. And by clicking outside of the box, that goes away. The next one is you can turn on the syllables, but you can tell what parts of speech a word is. You can say turn on all of the nouns and it turns to that color. And you can change the colors. So if you want to show all of them, that's fine. And it says show labels. And so it actually will show what the various words are. That's the adjective. So you can do it for all of them. The next is the reading preferences. You can do the line focus. And then the picture dictionary. You can turn that on or off, but what does that mean? Well, if I hold it over the word delivering and then click, I get some pictures. Or if I want the length, it shows me some rulers. And if you click on it, it'll tell you how to pronounce it.
Additionally,
So that's the picture dictionary. And then you can also translate the article into other languages, all built into the Immersive Reader. Of course, down here, that point, and then
does the length of a USB cable affect charging? The length of a USB.
So you get the reading, but you can also have some settings. You can change the speed. If you want it to be faster or a little bit slower, you can change the speed. And if you want to change the voice from a female to male,
A USB cable can impact the amount of power it's delivering from one end to another, but there are several caveats.
so you can go to a male and female. You can't choose which voice you're using. So that's the word Immersive Reader. Here's my Outlook on my computer. And we'll take a look at the first email that's here. You'll notice it's kind of gobbledygook. Well, that's because I get it in as text, and I have to click this and display as HTML. And that's a setting that I have for security reasons. So here is the article. In order to see it in the Immersive Reader, we have to, like Word, go into View, and you'll see then the Immersive Reader. When I click the Immersive Reader, I have the Immersive Reader menu, and I can change the column width just as I did in Word. If you double click the email, it opens it as a separate window. In the new window, we now have the Immersive Reader in the menu. When we click it, it's there. And we have all the things that we could do in Word, we can now do in our email. And we can do the page color, line focus, and so on. And then we can also read aloud.
About Chromebooks. Incoming ℍ𝕖𝕕 text from PDFs on Chromebooks.
Now there's one other thing that we can do with this. If you look at the menu, it's got Immersive Reader, and right next to it, it's got read aloud. So if we click that.
Chromebooks. Kevin C. TOEFL. January 20th. While you can already digitize physical documents with Chrome and
we wouldn't have to be in the Immersive Reader in order to read aloud in our email program. Let's now take a look at the online version, and we're going to go to Outlook. We've got one email here. Let's take a look at it. When we highlight it, it opens it to the side, just as we do in the computer version. In order to get to the Immersive Reader, you click View, and then you see the Immersive Reader in the menu. You click it, and then it does everything that the Immersive Reader does. The Immersive Reader for OneNote, Office Lens, Microsoft Teams, and of course the Microsoft Edge all work in a very similar manner. That's the Immersive Reader for Word and Outlook. I'm Hewie Poplock.
Well, thanks, Hewie. Good information. I got to try that. Looks really interesting. The next one is I want to thank Murray Strome for sending me an email and asking me if this would be a good, appropriate topic for the show. And I said, it's great. So for those of you in our audience, if you do have different topics you'd like us to bring up and do a video about, be sure and send them to me. Here's one from Murray, and this is a video on how to colorize your pictures. Thanks, Murray. Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. Colorizing your old black and white pictures with Palette FM. Let me show you how simple this is. One of our viewers thought this would be a good topic for our Monday show on Tech for Senior. This is a free service that allows you to upload your image and colorize it. It's a blast. Let me show you how simple it is, and it's also free. Now, the first problem, of course, is finding a black and white picture. So who has black and white pictures anymore? Well, that was a big project, and I had to go into the archives and look at some old albums I had, particularly an old album of my parents. Wow, it goes back a long way. And as you see in this picture, there are 4 people. You'll recognize me on the far left. Well, not really. That's my father when he was 26 years old. Next to him is my mother. And on the right side, of course, are 2 of their lifelong friends. Now, the scary part about this is my children are twice as old as those people in the picture. That picture was taken in 1945. My father was a fighter pilot in the war and had just come back and met my mother. And I think that picture was taken in ℍ𝕖𝕚, Saskatchewan. So if you're from Saskatchewan and recognize the lake, let me know. So the first trick we had to do was to take an image of this. We had to take this picture out of the album and we had to digitize it and make an image of it. Well, is that difficult? No, it is so simple. So making a digital image of a picture is very easy. And I made a video about this, and I had the world's record, 140 pictures in 13 minutes. I made a video about it. I'll show you how easy it is to digitize the pictures in your album. So how I did it with this, we're just going to take a picture of it. These cameras we have now on our cell phones are so good. We're just going to take a picture of it. You can also scan it with Google Photos. We'll show you that as well. And then we're going to take this and we're going to color the image, all right? So let's see how this works. So let's look at this image now. We're going to crop and edit this. So we're in Google Photos. I'm going to come up to our Edit button and click this. We're then going to come over here. I want to crop this. And what we're going to do is make this picture a little bit smaller. And we're going to come up and we're going to crop this down. There we go. And we're going to click Done. And that is the picture we're going to colorize. Going to scan this picture. So you hit the center button and start to scan it. You hold your camera over to the top of the picture, and you see what happens is there's 4 dots that come up. You take and move the little ring over the 4 dots, and this is the anti-glare feature, and it prevents it allows the picture to be taken without any glare. All right, we're now at Colorize Pictures. Again, no sign up, and it is free. If you do want to sign in, there is a login and a pricing structure for you. Let's go to upload an image, and we're going to go and find that image. And we're going to upload the image. Now at the top, you have a number of palettes. This is the original. This would be a base palette. This is Lavender Dusk, Colorful Memories, Vivid Natural. Let's see what this looks like. It's pretty darn good. So you can choose at the top here all the filters that you want, which is pretty cool. Outdoor vibes. Let's give it a sec to load. So there are many different ways to colorize this, and you have at the top here many different filters that you can do. So you can play with it. I think that looks pretty natural. I'm going to try that, and we're going to tick download. Let's see what happens here. If I click HD, if you HD downloads require credits, but we're going to download this. Let's click here, and we're going to download it back to the image. So here you see the two pictures, the black and white on the left and the color on the right. Amazing that you take a picture from 1945 and make it color like the one on the right. Pretty impressive. So they have 3 plans. Let's look at the free plan, which costs no dollars. You have unlimited free colorizations, a maximum of 500 by 500 pixel size, 1 free HD credit, no watermarks, commercial licensing, and you can use up to 20 filters. If you want to subscribe, then you buy credits, and that can be $9 a month. 200 credits is $39 a month, and 500 credits is $79 a month, and that gives you, and you get a 28% discount for annual billing, and this allows you to download the images in HD format. And then there is pay as you go, which is 65 cents per HD image for a one-time purchase, or as indicated in the slide, you can buy credits for single purchase items. It's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. Try Palette FM. I think you'll have a blast. You know, if you like this video, I'd sure appreciate that like and subscribe, and have a great day until we see you again. All right, Ray, are you just about ready to go? I'll just say goodbye to our friends over on YouTube, and then we'll get going with the music. If you are over on the YouTube feed, thank you for coming. This is the time when we sign off. Please don't forget our, if you want to pop over now and participate in the Q&A, we have lots of spots open here, and it's certainly welcome to come over and on our Zoom feed and participate in the Q&A. And don't forget, I put the link in the chat for the premiere video that we have coming at hour. And we'll be here next week. So please have a great week, and we hope to see you soon. All right, Ray, I'm going to stop that feed, and you can go. Take it over.
Thank you. All right, so once again this week I use ChatGPT, and I find it's really good in some areas, other areas not so good. So I've added a lot of my own commentary, but I started with that basis, and it saves me quite a bit of time. Later on in next month, I will probably do a couple of sessions on ChatGPT showing exactly how it works. But today we're going to talk about Christine McVie. She was, of course, with Fleetwood Mac. She was born Christine Ann Perfect. How's that for a perfect name? A British singer, songwriter, and keyboardist who rose to fame as a member of the iconic rock band Fleetwood Mac. She joined the band in 1970 and remained a member until 1998 when she retired, but she then rejoined it in 2014. Now, during her tenure with the band, she wrote and sang some of their biggest hits. She played keyboard and sang backup vocals and became an integral part of the band's sound and success. McVie's style of playing keyboard and singing is often described as soulful and bluesy with a touch of jazz influence. Now, she's been praised for her ability to blend her keyboard playing seamlessly with the rest of the band's sound. Her singing style is known for its emotional depth and range, and she often sang lead vocals on some of Fleetwood Mac's most popular songs, such as Don't Stop and Everywhere. Now, McVie's songwriting skills are also a highlight of her career. Her lyrics often feature themes of love, relationships, and personal experiences, which resonated with audiences and helped to make Fleetwood Mac's music relatable and enduring. Now, here's an example. In 1976, she had an affair with the band's lighting director. That inspired her to write the song, You Make Loving Fun. It was released as a 45 RPM and became a top 10 hit from their album Rumors. Now, by the way, Rolling Stone magazine ranked the 1977 album Rumors at number 25 of the 500 greatest albums of all time, and it continues to be one of the best-selling albums of all time. Now, McVie retired from Fleetwood Mac in 1998, following the band's induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, citing a desire to take a break from touring and the music industry. During this period, she released some solo albums, but they could not match the success she had with Fleetwood Mac. She rejoined the band in 2014 for their On With the Show tour and actively continued with the band in 2018. Now, McVie died on November 30th, 2022, at the age of 79. The band released a statement following her death saying she was, quote, the best musician anyone could have in their band and the best friend anyone could have in their life, unquote. Fellow Fleetwood Mac band member Stevie Nicks called McVie her best friend in the whole world. Christine McVie.
Thanks a lot, Ray. You do such a great job. Thanks so much. That was great. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for coming. And we're going to move now into our question and answer period. We have, don't forget, I put in the chat the link to the premiere video that will be starting at hour. We also would appreciate your contributions as well. I put the link to our coffee fund. And what else? Don't forget, Hewie and I will be doing learning Chromebooks this Thursday. If you'll be getting a note in the mail today. If you've signed up for the series, if you haven't, just get to our website and you'll see it there. We'll see everyone. We're going to talk a little bit about ChatGPT this Thursday on Tech for Senior Live, along with all the news of the week and why Google's getting nervous about ChatGPT. So let's open it up to questions. Thank you. If you have to leave, thanks everyone for coming.
Ron, will you put the link to Pat in the chat?
To what? To
put the link for Palette in the chat.
Oh, okay. Yep, I can do that. Yep.
Thank you.
You bet. Yep, I'll do that. Steve, go ahead.
Yeah. If you noticed, the picture that you took was curved and it had a glint across it. There's an app that you might want to try out on your phone called V-Flat, and it will automatically correct for the distortion in the image of it being curved, and will flatten it out.
Yeah, thanks. I guess the question that I often get asked about that, of course, Google Photos has a scanning image that corrects for that in the on your phone as well. So it's built into Google Photo. What I was showing you there in the first picture was just taking a picture of it, and I didn't pay too much attention to it being curved or not, or being flat or whatever. The point that I was trying to make is that your phones are so good now, and that camera is so good, it's probably not a big deal, because when you looked at the picture, it was in focus and colored just fine, and I never flattened it out. You're right, Steve. Good for you pointing that out, but it was curved. You are correct, but I'm not sure it makes a big difference. But you have to be a little bit careful with the glare, and that's the other nice thing. If you scan it with Google Photos Scanner, it does correct for that glare. So you have to be a little bit careful if there's a glare on it and it's a shiny picture, but it really works well. Did you have any more? Does that answer your question, Steve? Or is that any more? Okay. Yeah. And Susan, go ahead.
Yes. And I look forward to seeing that link in the chat also. But when you were cropping the photo, is there a way to pick a size like 4:6, 5:7, etc.? If you just crop it haphazardly, then if you go to print it, you'll cut off heads and that sort of thing. So does it have set sizes?
It reformats it to the size. So if you crop it, it'll reformat it to 4:6. So it should be fine.
No, are you able to pick that I want it to be a 4:6 or I want it to be an 8:10?
In Google Photos. Chris, are you around? Where's Chris? Chris, I'm not sure. I'd have to look at that. Whether I can't remember in Google Photos if you can choose the size that you want. I can't answer that. I'm not sure.
What about that palette thing? Is that part of Google?
No, the palette is a separate. I put the link in the website or in our chat. Pallet's a free service. It's an online service that you that you go to, and I put the link in the website link in our chat. You just click that, and you can upload your picture there, and it will do it for you.
Do you know if it allows you to pick the size?
I do not think it allows size. No, you're not. No, you're gonna have it pre-sized before. You're not gonna do any editing. All it's gonna do is color. Okay. I do not believe it does sizing.
You edited it when you were taking it out of the album, though, so that the
Right, but
album didn't
that was
show.
edited. I edited that in Google Photos.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I edited that. I took the picture and image and I edited it because I did it in Google Photos. Now, there's a lot of other programs you could edit your pictures in and change it to whatever size you want, right? So that's not a big issue. So it just depends on what you want. But I use Google Photos all the time, and it's real easy on my camera because when I take a picture, it automatically goes into Google Photos. So that's the first place I go to edit it.
Oh. Yeah, my dad has photos from when he was in China before World War II, and the Japanese were there and were killing the Chinese, and so he has an album like that I wanted to make copies of.
Well, that was the point of making, and I'll put the link in the chat to the video I made where I took 100, I think it was 140 pictures, and I digitized them in 13 minutes, world's record, you know. And so how I did that was, well, I just took pictures of them, right? I had my wife turning the pages, and I just went through that album and click, 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 and we did. I took 140 pictures in 13 minutes. Now, the only thing I did in preparation was to sort of check the lighting, because you do have to sort of make sure you've got appropriate lighting. And then I went through the whole album in 13 minutes. So the reason I made that video was because a lot of people think it's, oh my gosh, I've got this album. It's such a big undertaking to make digital images of it. You know, they want to scan it, put it in a scanner, you know, make it really complicated where it doesn't have to be. It is really, with the technology we have today with our cameras, it's just so easy to do. So it's a no-brainer, right? It really is an easy process. So any other questions? Hewie, you must have something to say.
It's a lot of interesting items in today's program. And as usual, Ray picked some music, was just great.
He did. He always does such a great job.
I learned a long time ago, you can't please all the people all the time, but I try my best.
This is a link. I'm just putting it in the chat for that video that I made on converting your pictures to albums. Neil, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not coming through on the picture. This is for Hewie. I think I had an issue with PayPal this last week, telling me that I had bought some Bitcoin. And that's one of the scams that's floating around, I think. I went into PayPal and got rid of that payment, but I went ahead and closed my PayPal and froze my credit cards that were associated with it. At the same time, I really did a dumb thing. I called the number that I saw on the screen and got somebody that wanted to help me get rid of that payment. I hung up after a conversation, and they kept calling for a couple of days, telling me I hadn't done it. Is there anything else I can do, or did I do the right thing?
Yeah, I think I didn't get to the point where I had to close out my PayPal account. All I did was the payment that I had received was a request for payment, and all I had to do was cancel it.
Yeah.
And I did that with the help of the PayPal's tech support. And I also called the phone number. And when they said, yeah, you have to go to this particular site, and it wasn't a PayPal site, to fill out a form to cancel it, I said, no, that's not the way it should be done. And I hung up. And so they never did call me back. So that was good. Yeah, in my case, PayPal, somebody submitted a payment, a request, and I had to either accept it or reject it. So I rejected it and canceled it. So, and that's the end of it.
Mhm.
They really didn't get into my account. They really didn't get anything. It was just a request for payment.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened to me in that process. So I feel like I've dodged that bullet, but FYI, that's floating around. Oh, the other thing was two days after I canceled everything out, I got notice that I had bought something for $600 in Germany.
Congratulations.
That
At
was
least
probably
it wasn't
Detlef.
Bitcoin.
That was probably Detlef.
So I knew that. I just closed that out.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
since then, I've gotten a lot of phishing on
Yeah,
my
there's a
email
lot
this
of it
week.
going on. Yeah, it's just amazing. And what concerns me is, with the Experian hack, the T-Mobile hack, and all these other hacks that are going on, that we really aren't protected in any way, and it's not our fault. It's not really a lot we can do to protect ourselves from those hacks, except to make sure that we have good passwords and that we kind of monitor all of what's going on. Because obviously, I don't think any of us don't have their information out there for people to use or try to use.
But Hewie, one of the most important things we can tell people is two-factor authentication.
Absolutely.
I have two-factor authentication set up on my PayPal account. That means you need 2 passwords to get in. So no one's going to get 2 passwords, right? So that is your protection, is two-factor authentication. Turn it on for your PayPal account and you'll be fine. That's so important. Neil, can we move on?
Okay, I have one more comment,
okay,
if I may.
Okay.
All the phishing that I got, and I'd open my account, open my email first of the day, and I'd have 10 to 20 phishing things, and those had no address to them. There was no way I could figure to block them. I had to individually go in, and I labeled them phishing and reported it. And today, when I went in, I had none of that on my email. Most of those things were in my trash.
Yeah, that's what, you don't really block them. It ends up, especially if you got Gmail. Gmail is pretty good about that, and it puts them in. I do check my Gmail on a regular basis, and my Microsoft account, the mail for the Outlook, and then I also have the Hewie.net is through a Microsoft account. And what I do is I just make sure that I double check the trash. Every once in a while, there's something in there that I might not want to be in there, but the rest of it is there, and you don't really see it unless you go looking for it. And you don't really want to unsubscribe from anything, because a lot of times it doesn't do any good. And what the unsubscribe does is it tells them that you've looked at their emails.
Yeah.
Thanks, Hewie. Thanks, Hewie. Dick, go ahead.
This is for Bill James. I've been reluctant or slow in moving towards a video doorbell. And one of the reasons that I have been cautious about this is that if you look at my door, this is the front door to the house, but the doorbell is on this wall. And so the video doorbell would be facing in this direction. And what I want to do is catch people coming in that are coming into the door. Okay, so that's 90 degrees off. Can the video doorbell see that and adapt to it, or how does that work?
Dick, there is a accessory that comes with the doorbell that allows you to change the angle where it angles not directly in front. Mine is like the same way. Mine will, if it was straight, it would look at the wall in front of the, but I have this little plate that angles it away from that. It's not necessarily 90 degrees, but it will give a good image of whoever's coming on the porch or into towards the door.
Yeah, I
It's
have
a-
the same thing. And I not only use the angle that came with it, I said, this isn't really enough. And so I got another accessory that was a few dollars more from somebody else that actually made that curve a little bit, the angle a little bit bigger. And so, yeah, because my door faces to the west, and you walk up to the door from the north. And so by having it angled, it picks it up, and it's a wide angle lens to begin with.
Right.
So it picks
Yes.
it up pretty good.
It's really wide. I have the same thing. There's the adapter plate that's in there that you put it in and it just turns that works fine. And as I said, the camera is so wide angle that it works great. You won't have any problems.
Thank you
Right,
very
Dick.
much.
Won't have any
You're
problems.
welcome.
Carl, go ahead.
Yeah, Dick, I had a similar situation with my daughter's house, and I ended up putting a block of wood in there and mounting it on the side of the block of wood. Depends on your circumstances, what'll work. But what I wanted to say, Ron, is, wow, I paid the contribution for the year last week, and I've already earned all the benefits in only 1 week.
Well, you can donate again. I put the link.
Thank you, Carl.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks so much.
I mean, today just blew me away. Every presentation, including the absentee Bob. I mean, it just was. I'm overwhelmed, really. Thank you.
Well, and also we'll play Bob. I took one of Bob's segments out because we ran out of time, but we'll play it next week. So when he's here, so he'll get credit while he's here. That'll be just great. Go ahead, George.
I was interested that MailChimp had been hacked. Is there a good site to get the latest or the complete list of sites that have been hacked? I use LastPass, and I think it has a check against sites that I have used against what's been hacked, but I never noticed MailChimp in that list.
Yeah, and I
there's
don't know. I don't know. Bob would know that. If you ask Bob next week, there's probably it's gotta be. There's a
and
site.
I monitor one of them, and I can't remember. It's it's some letters, but I can't remember what they are. But yeah, there are some sites that keep track of the breaches. And when I used to do a lot of presentations on that sort of thing, it would I'd update it for each presentation with the latest month's hacks and losses. So yeah, there's definitely some out there. I'll have to find a list and get them for you.
George, MailChimp now has two-factor authentication also.
Yeah, I have that turned on.
Yeah. So
doesn't help with LastPass though, did it?
Well, I'm using I use MailChimp almost exclusively for everything, and I haven't been bothered. I think I've been on MailChimp for probably about 3 or 4 years now.
Yeah, me too. We use it a
Yeah,
lot.
me too.
I use it a lot.
My concern is that I think it was Intuit bought MailChimp.
Yeah.
And if they ever start sharing data, I'm going to be really upset. Because I don't want my financial records shared with MailChimp or vice versa.
There you go, George. Thanks. Susan, go ahead.
In the newsletter that we got, it mentioned ad blocking extensions. What are some that would help to block ads?
I use one called AdBlock Plus.
uBlock Origin is an open source ad blocker that works across all of the browsers. Very good product.
Yeah, I use that one too.
I use both of those together that were just mentioned. I hardly have any ads at all. Not on YouTube, not on most sites. Those two put together will get rid of virtually anything.
One thing
And
you can
both
do
of those are
with the-
free, Ad Block Plus and Origin, Ad Block Origin,
uBlock Origin,
uBlock.
uBlock Origin.
uBlock, YOU.
No, the
No,
letter
no.
U.
Letter U.
Oh, the letter U.
Yeah, the other thing you can do with uBlock Origin is you can actually have it block things that do show up, whether it's an ad or not, and you don't want it there. You click on the element and it'll say, do not display the element. And then it never comes up again.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Susan, that's actually a good topic for our show. That's something we should, I'm going to commit to, we're going to do a show on ad blocks or do a session on it. So we'll put that on for the future. That's a good topic.
Thank you.
Can Drew and whoever suggested those ad block programs put it in the chat before we leave?
Sure. Ad block
yeah.
plus and
Yeah.
uBlock Origin.
Yeah, uBlock Origin, if you go into your individual browser's extension list for ad extensions, you just type in the letter U, the word block, and then space, and then the word origin, it should show up.
It'll come up pretty quick because it's so popular. It's, I think if you put you in, it'll be on the first list there.
Hey, Ron, the hot thing today is this GPT AI. Has anybody played around with that?
Yeah, we're going to talk
created
about
an
that.
account, but I haven't done anything with
We're
it.
going to talk about it on Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it on the Thursday show. Yeah, I think we've all played with it. We've all done articles with it. We'll tell you all about it on Thursday. All right. Thanks a lot for coming today. It was a great show as usual. Bob will be back next week. And don't forget about our Thursday show. Stay safe. We'll talk to you everyone soon. Bye now.
Bye,
Thank you.
everybody.